Now let's talk about the buttons. All the functions are available to the operator at one time, and each button is clearly displayed, eliminating the need to toggle between multiple screens for different functions. Let's start at the bottom and go through each one. Located here at the bottom right corner of the unit is the power button. It's required to hold that button for 1 second, and that eliminates the possibility of inadvertently turning the unit on or off. Just above that is the prime button, which serves two prime functions. Number one, an auto prime, which you'll typically use in the initial priming of the cassette, which will prime the entire cassette and just into the patient line. Following that, you will use a manual prime, in which you depress the button, hold it, and visually inspect until all of the air is out of the patient line. It can also be used for additional priming as needed during the case or during add fluid operations. Just above that is the recirculation button. When that button is depressed and you confirm the command with the start button, like you do all commands, the system will recirculate through the reservoir for approximately 5 minutes at a speed of 300 milliliters per minute. This prevents the separation of fluid and can also be used to raise the temperature of the inflow fluid to a specific temperature. Just above that is the stop button. The stop button stops whatever function may be indicated at the time it's depressed. And above that is the start button, which conversely would be pressed to restart the unit. It also confirms all commands. As an example, if you've selected slow or the ml per hour rate, you would then hit the start button to actually start the unit. Just to the left of the start button are the 4 bolus buttons. Those buttons are pressed to deliver a specific amount, 100 milliliters, 250 milliliters, 500 milliliters, or 1000 milliliters. Once you indicate a bolus button, as I'm doing here, you again confirm that by hitting the start. Here I'm going to stop that and restart into the slow mode. Again, I confirm it by depressing the start button as I do for all commands. That takes us over to the other function buttons, the slow, which we just demonstrated, and above that is rapid. Rapid is indicated in mLs per minute. Just to the right of that are the actual LCD screens, which give you the selected flow rate, indicated here, currently at 120 mLs per hour. And the actual flow rate just above that, again, that is also indicating 120 mLs per hour. The actual flow rate may deviate from the selected flow rate based on the pressure selected and the pressure and catheter size currently being used. Just to the right of those LCD screens are the toggle up and down buttons. If you want to toggle the speed up or down in either the rapid or slow mode, this allows you to raise the delivery rate or lower the delivery rate in 10 ml increments. Here we've gone down to 150. Again, the range is from 10 mLs per hour up to 1200 mLs per minute. Just above that is our pressure button. The pressure, this allows us to toggle between our 100 millimeter of mercury setting and our 300 millimeter of mercury setting. Those pressure caps are designed to reduce the opportunity for catheter site damage. So in essence, the pump will stay below that pressure cap by reducing the flow rate to ensure safety for the patient and lower the incidence of catheter site damage or a blown catheter site. Just to the right of that is the heat button, which allows you to toggle the heat function on or off. And just to the right of that is the alarm mute button. If you've got an alarm, an audible alarm, you can recognize that you understand there's an audible alarm by pressing the alarm mute button, which will mute the alarm for a short period of time, and then it will re-enable the alarm to come back on after a 2-minute period of time. And that's the buttons and the basic functionality of the unit.